FKF Electoral Board at work, and of course this week we had one camp, of course, that's the Hussein Mohammed-led camp, unveiling Donald Mariga. We call him Big Mac as his running mate. Let's take a look at how that event went down on Friday.
The winning partnership, Hussein Mariga!
But here in Kenya, we do is opposite. You see, maybe if you're a president of a federation, then you treat everyone the way you want. You think that the federation is your house. I'm telling you now that if me and Hussein, you give us this chance, and I know we are winning on 7th of December, tutapatia every player atapatiwa respect yake. We can build something truly special to the young players, and to dreaming of greatness, and even to the fans. Football, we have to involve our ex-players. We have to involve, stakeholders wakuje vile rugby. We have to get sponsorships, kwa sababu sponsorship ndio inafanya mpira yetu inaanguka. But again, sponsors pia wakikuja, kama tuko corrupt, no one will support our football. And then let's give Kenya football a fresh start.
It's going to be different. And the reason is we know the importance of investing in our children, and we understand it very well. And it is a key pillar for our success. If we are to play in the World Cup in 2030, the players today are between the ages of 9 and 12, because in 2030 they'll be at their prime. Under 19 today will not help us in 2030.
And of course, that is Big Mac. That's how we call him in football cycles, but he's Donald Mariga, former Kenya international, and of course he turned out for a number of clubs in Sweden and also won the UEFA Champions League with Inter Milan under coach Jose Mourinho. He retired, tried his luck in politics, and now seemingly he's back to football and he wants to be in the boardroom. What is he up to? We are talking of Donald Mariga. Karibu sana bana.
Asante sana.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
How are things over there?
Si mbaya. Kila kitu iko salama.
Naam.
Yes.
Sasa from football, siasa, tena back to football.
Yeah.
Why?
Kwa sababu hiyo ndio industry yangu ya football. Naijua vizuri sana, in and out. Yeah.
Na sasa tuliona last week Ijumaa unveiled as running mate.
Kabisa.
Why Mariga?
Nilikuwa nataka kusimama, lakini Hussein pia alikuwa anataka kufanya na mimi kazi. Alikuwa anataka tukue partner. So ilibidi ni consult with my team, his team. Tuka have a very a long meeting ya siku mingi, 2 weeks, months. But sasa tukaona kwa sababu ya Kenya iende mbele, position is not important. What we need is a change kwa hii football yetu ya Kenya.
So if I heard you right, there was a lot of negotiations.
Yes.
So do we have the shares here? We've been told of shares in government.
Not really, because kitu tunataka is not shares, it's not positions. That was not important. Position, sijui shares, or what. We don't have contracts. We don't have kitu yote tumeandikishana naye. Kitu tunataka ni mpira yetu irudi mahali ilikuwa.
Sasa kutakuwa na mambo ya impeachment.
Hapana, sidhani. Si hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Because kila mtu afanye kazi yake na tuifanye kwa sababu interest yetu ikuwe ni football ya Kenya iende mbele. Yes.
And of course, the $1 million question, what everybody is asking.
Yeah.
What does Mariga want to change in Kenyan football?
First of all, tunajua management is very bad. How we manage our structures. Kuanzia youth football, tukienda kwa our senior team, our league, kuna shida mingi, kama vile tuna run league, we run very professional. You see fixtures wanatuma weekly, we don't have now sponsors. Sponsors wote wamekimbia. We had many sponsors before. Na tulikuwa na SportPesa, we had Super Sport. Na I think vile tulikuwa tuna manage our league That's why wote walitoka. And ukienda kwa hizi big companies, ukiwaambia we want you to sponsor our league, kitu ya kwanza wanakuambia ni hiyo mambo ya football iko corrupt. Na ni few individual wanafanya tunanimiwa hivyo. So you want to change that. Yeah.
Okay. And Big Mark, you played at the top level.
Yeah.
You had a number of years in Sweden. I think you played with Elfsborg, if I'm not wrong.
I started with Shopping.
Absolutely.
Third division, then Helsingborg, first division. Yeah.
Then you went the top Inter Milan under Jose Mourinho.
Parma first?
Yeah, Parma in Italy actually.
Yeah, Italy,
actually, Parma is where Manchester City were keen on you before you landed at Inter.
Yes.
Now the question is, you played at the top level, you got a lot of exposure, and the questions most people sent my way or our way once we confirmed you is, Mariga tangu wastaafu hatujamuona kwa ball, mbona sasa narudi?
Kwa ball as in what way?
Giving back to the community, probably nurturing, giving these boys a chance.
We are building an academy in Busia with my brother. I'm a patron of Country Bus FC. Hiyo ni timu nimechezea kuanzia kitambo bila with barefoot. Hiyo ni ile nimeanza nayo. I'm a patron of Langata Football Club. Tunasaidiana na support mali naweza. Yeah, so football niko involved for long. I always attend KPL matches, NSL matches. Yeah. So mambo ya mpira najua kabisa.
Najua kabisa.
Yes.
But now, Mariga, you've talked of, you are saying corruption is endemic in the running of Kenyan football, and that sponsors have gone away. How, probably, you and your boss Hussein, in the event you win, how do you intend to deal with corruption in Kenyan football?
Yeah. First of all, I think corruption inaingilia mahali ya, contracts with the sponsors. Supersport, for example, walikuwa na engage club directly to clubs. But sasa ikafika mahali, they wanted hiyo pesa ya clubs, it passed through them. And ilikuwa na complaints mingi sana. Supersport walianza kuchannel to them, haikuwa inafikia clubs. And even, for example, now, they have a deal with this Azam TV. But ukienda kwa teams mingi, they don't even know the contract Azam with the federation.
So you're saying this need
don't know
openness.
what. Yes.
And that's what you guys.
Accountability.
Yes, accountability.
Yes. They don't know. They don't have the contract, and you are given money, maybe 1,500,000. Now ujue unapati what you have to earn on that deal. So hapo ndo nasema corruption inatokea kwa sababu you have to be open with the clubs. Unafaa uambie hii ndo contract, clubs wanafaa wapate hii, ya federation ni hivyo. You have to be open.
How do you win the goodwill of sponsors? Because you've said that's one of the challenges.
Yes.
At one point, our football was on Supersport, which gave them an international platform.
Yes.
That's no longer the case. Of course, we have Azam and KBC, but not at the same level Supersport was. As we speak, the league does not have a title sponsor. Most clubs do not have shirt sponsors. Actually, Gore, Leopards, Shabana, they walk around with begging bowls. What plans do you guys have for this? First, to inspire the confidence of the sponsors and to bring them on board.
Yes. First of all, you see, like KCB, we are sponsoring Tanzania League. We have to ask ourselves why. Because this is a Kenyan, Kenyan
brand.
Brand. So, vitu mingi tunafaa tuangalie ni hizo kwanza. We have to know why the Kenyan brands wanaenda kusponsor other countries, but not our country here. So, hiyo ndo first issue. The second issue, ni sisi kama a fresh start, we are coming in as fresh people. We'll convince our companies here, they'll sponsor our league. Yeah.
You were at the top for very, very long, let me say Europe, and football there is professionalized, it's top level.
Yeah.
What experiences probably did you gather from there you feel is lacking here, and how do we inculcate that?
Yeah, here in Kenya, I even played here. We don't give much to our players. We don't support them that much. Here in Kenya, tumechukulia ni kama players ndo watu wa chini. But in Europe, players are the priority. Au ndo wanaangaliwa kwanza. Then there's other people, maybe coaches, team managers, presidents. So we have to change that. Tunafaa tujue players ndo muhimu kabisa kwa hii structure yetu ya football. So you have to treat them very, very, very well. Yeah.
Okay.
So we have maybe to, first of all is salaries. Because, our Kenyan players tuna earn very, very little.
Very meager salaries.
Compared to Tanzania, compared to Uganda, Rwanda. Ndio unaona wachezaji wengi wa Kenya, tunakimbia Rwanda, tunakimbia Tanzania, na sisi tulikuwa juu ya hizo countries. Kwa nini sisi tusijijengee yetu hapa ile tunaweza lipa pia wachezaji wetu vizuri?
Kulipa wachezaji vizuri. Na swali lingine ni kwamba kuna talanta chipukizi na wako wengi kila pembe ya taifa.
Yes.
And with that comes a lot of academies. Of course, even the regulation is a question altogether. But these youngsters in Busia, as you say, in Siaya, in Lamu, in Nairobi, everywhere, how do you ensure we don't lose this talent? Because without fear of doubt, Mariga and even your brother Wanyama and probably Oliech, I call you guys as successful accidents. I don't really think we have the conveyor belt systems that allows the world to notice your talent. You are a successful accident, if I may say so. How or what measures or what manifesto, what vision do you and Hussein have to ensure that that gifted Wanyama somewhere in Budalangi, that talent is not lost?
First of all, we have to involve our ex-players in talent, to search talents. Because now we have academies, but I don't know if they are run to the professionally. So that's the first problem we have. We have a lot of ex-players. Tunataka wakue only coaches. We want them to be team managers, but we don't want them to be in the offices to run our federation. So the first thing, tunataka ex-players will engage them in every counties. They'll be looking for young players, and they'll be watching even the leagues to feed Harambee Stars with players. Because that's a big blow, because we don't do, our selection, we don't do it countrywide. Because hatuna hiyo structure ya kuchagua many players. You can get a good player in maybe Kisumu, Western, in Mombasa, but hajapata hiyo time ya kwenda kucheza national team. And you see, Kenya, ni long time upate a 17-year-old in national team, 16-year-old in national team, 19-year-old in national team, because we don't have that capacity of doing proper selections. So hiyo ndo tunalack sana, but the moment tutakuwa we involved our ex-players, because tuko wengi sana, to this selection, we train them. Tunawapeleka kwa hizo scout hizo seminars ama schools where wanafundishwa how to do selections. Then I think Kenya tutakuwa mbali sana. Sisi hatukupitia academies, but we are playing in streets. Tulikuwa tunaona football kwa TV, but kama uko na hiyo time ya kwenda kwa street ku play football, and you have coaches who they train you, they develop you differently. Saa hii huwezi pata watu kwa street sana, there's PlayStation, vitu zimechange. So I think pia hapo hatuna vijana wengi ama watoto wengi wanatoka nje kucheza mpira. So we need academies in every counties. We need best coaches to nurture these talents, and we need people who will feed our Harambee Stars.
And that talks to the CAF club licensing rules. If you follow that, Kenley, this came into effect around 8 years ago. Right now, no Kenyan club, no single Kenyan football club meets all these parameters. I'm talking of the financial safeguards, physical addresses, having academies, all the junior sides, having a women team within their ranks. And even before you participate in a league, you must show I have the financial capability to run my affairs through the campaign. We've seen teams fail to honor matches and so on and so forth. And that again talks to the question of the corporate trust, not having really that trust in football leadership, and the whole question of CAF. In the event you guys become successful, how fast can you implement that and see that we comply, and that clubs in the top division actually have the monies to meet the day-to-day operations, and that we have thriving academies, we have women's soccer doing well, and all these issues are bedeviling our football?
First of all, women soccer is hapa tumeichukulia, tumeiweka chini sana. And I think thanks to under 17 women wamequalify World Cup, wamefungua watu macho sana.
Yeah, for the very first time.
Yes. Wameonyesha watu we can do it. We can do it, na women football hapa is big. So si tukiingia we have to, proper league for women inafaa ikuwe na structures. Tuiweke vizuri kama men league. So ikuwe inaraniwa very professional na ipatiwe resources zile inafaa kupatiwa. Yes. And then in Europe, as you said, football clubs wanaoneshaga kwanza financial budget yao before the season starts. So unaonesha uko na pesa ya kulipa salaries, you have everything you need, But here in Kenya, you see, bado tuko nyuma. Utapata maybe a club ile ya mtaa imeenda Premier League, so inategemea watu kuchanga. But hatujafika hiyo level ya Europe. But step by step we have to try and find sponsors for now, try to help them get some resources so that they can meet their expectation when you are doing the leagues.
If I let you go, two more questions.
Yes.
This regarding the FKF elections, because I know, are you guys submitting your papers today?
Yeah, today.
And so far, are you guys happy, convinced the electoral process, or are there qualms that probably you guys have?
No, kuna shida kidogo. There is some teams huko chini ziko infiltrated. Kuna teams zimeongezwa, they are not supposed to vote, but hiyo si shida. Then there is this biggest problem ni they want us to do elections ifanywe hapo Kandanda House, which I think is not fair. Ni kama presidential elections ifanywe State House, where president akona office hapo. So that's not fair. Tulikuwa tunaongelea ipelekwe mali neutral.
So what have you guys done about that? Because I know it has been raised, but what have you guys done?
No, tumeongea na CS of Sports. We've talked with the registrar. So wameandika barua everywhere.
Do you think you guys will be cleared? There has been a question about eligibility. Do you think you guys will be cleared?
Yeah, we'll be cleared.
How about,
we have all papers.
How about if the electoral board says you guys don't meet the criteria or the codes? What's the option for you guys?
Nagani, which one?
They've said, their own words, Hussein, hajakuwa pale Murang'a Seal for long. It's about 2 years ago, and they've been contesting it.
But si Murang'a Seal peke yake, hakuna timu kubwa kama mingi. Kama mimi niko na 2 teams. I've been patron for country bus. I've been patron from 2009, 2010. Nilikuwa nawachezea. When I started kwenda Europe, nilikuwa nawasaidia. So I've been patron. My dad is chairman for that team. Niko na hii ya Lang'ata pia, I've been helping them. Mimi ni patron wao. So watu wako na team mingi wanasaidia. Kibra teams have been helping them.
Big Mark, this election will be decided not by the popularity of the fans, not by many appearances in the media, but by the delegates, the 92 or 92 men and women who are going to cast their votes. Do you think you guys have done enough groundwork? Do you think you've convinced those delegates that you're the right men for this job?
Yeah, we've started the ground, like a year ago. We've been on the ground. Even them, many people want change. They know how football have been run in this country. So even them, they want change. Kila mtu tunaongea naye anataka change. Because hatuwezi kuwa tunafanya vitu na bad governance. Kwa sababu hiyo ndio inaua mpira yetu. For example, if we talk for Harambee Stars, many people criticize Harambee Stars. Watu wengi sana wana criticize, but they don't know the challenges Harambee Stars go through. I remember my days tulikuwa tuna travel. You travel, you're just going in Nigeria here, but you go to Europe.
When I trained kwa primary school, I remember that game in Calabar, Nigeria.
Yes. And then even before that, to travel, mnaenda Dubai, mnaenda Europe.
Is when you connect
Dubai, then you come back. You go to, I don't know, Italy, Milan, then you come back to Africa. You see, unafika siku ya game in the morning, jet lag, nini, hujakula vizuri, hujapumzika vizuri, game ndio hiyo saa 10.
Talking of the game, you're a former midfielder, box to box. I want you to, what did Harambee Stars get right against Cameroon?
Against Cameroon, I think even, kuna morals ndogo tunafaa tupeane pia and support to this team. Sasa is a crucial, crucial kwa sababu today wako na game muhimu sana.
4 p.m.
Yeah. The way I've told you before, hata player mmoja akikosa haifai kukua problem for the national team because this is the country. Tunafaa tukuwe na replacements. If there's injuries, we need a player who will, cover the space of the other player. So I think vitu kama hizo ndo hatuna sai kwa structure. People will help the coach, People will be doing the easy scoutings. Na pia management, they have to be taken care, to get everything on time. If it's their allowances, najua walitoka wajalipo allowances, I don't know if they are paid allowances.
Those are issues. But now, tonight we line up against Cameroon.
Yes.
Assuming Big Mark was the coach in that touchline, what would you change?
For me, I think I can't. Ukikuwa coach, you use what you have. You use what you have. And, we have experienced players in that team. We have good team. So it's just to give them morale. It's just morale and, you let them play. They just need morale. That's it. And support. We are playing in Uganda. We don't have, funds to go to Uganda. Uganda, we can get 10, 20 buses, put funds on the buses, and we go support our team. Now we are going there. We don't have supporters.
Actually,
the stadium will be empty.
It will be played behind closed doors.
Yes, so
probably, Big Mark, you're running out of time, but finally, your pledge to the public who are watching, and this is actually a covenant you are signing with them in the event you guys win.
Yeah.
What will you do within the first 6 months in office if you and Hussein win? Probably assure the nation the plans you have and what you're going to do, and we'll hold you accountable to this if at all you win.
The problem is first we have to get sponsors so that we can run our league well, so that we don't have the problem of our teams. They can't travel to go to Mombasa to play. The sponsors is the main thing. Then we have to professionalize our league. Yeah, that's the main thing is just sponsors first. So that we keep our players. We have a salary cap where we can say a player, minimum wage is like we can say maybe 200,000, 150,000.
So you're going to introduce that minimum wage cap?
Yeah, when maybe we get sponsors, that's what we have to deal with because the footballers, they have families, they have things to do. They have their children going to school. So we have to make them comfortable first. And when you are comfortable, you deliver. You deliver. Yes.
Match fixing has been around with us here.
Yeah, that's a big blow for us because I think match fixing, we have to deal with that. And that, if I say corruption, that's because even players match fix, we've seen before. Players match fix. But why? Why are they doing that? It's because they are not paid well. And so you don't have an option.
And also probably you've pushed for formulation of laws. We have no laws in this country dealing or addressing match fixing.
Yes.
Of course, that is Big Mark, Macdonald Mariga, ex-international, and of course, he won the UEFA Champions League with Inter Milan, speaking to us here on Sporty Monday on our quick fire segment. We wish you well, Big Mark.
Thank you very much.
And thanks for making time for the program.
Thank you very much.
All the very best.
I appreciate it.
And of course, the recap question of the day. Today we are asking you, what should Harambee Stars change? What should they do differently as they confront the indomitable Lions of Cameroon in Kampala from 4 p.m.? What must they change if they are to beat the Lions? We want to hear from you. Text us to 22422, hashtag Sporty Monday. You can also X me at Isaac Swiller, at Citizen TV Kenya, and we will be taking those feedback once we return. Stay tuned. Sporty Monday takes a brief commercial break, but when we return, we dissect the European football, UEFA Nations League, including the African Cycling Championship that went down this week. See you shortly.